course they do.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta cut, and, the guys at Marquette, they don't wanna work together, among themselves. They want I get my 8 hours, right? So they're gonna screw the lowest guy in there.
Yeah.
Their union contract, and I told the boss there, just do it, it's their contract, they wanna screw their own employee, let them do it.
Yeah.
It's stuff like that. But I was just telling them, all those raises in there, and the mayor still hasn't responded about the council thing. What?
And Lauren, the treasurer, making 95.
No, but she won't even put it in, I could care less about a raise. I'm working, you're working. Oh, I know. $7,000 raise for Christina?
But she should be like a deputy. She should get paid like all the deputies.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what they get now?
Yeah, so I don't have a problem.
Okay.
I don't.
I didn't look at the other ones.
But why would they think that we cared about the 25, 26 one checks? They didn't give us the current one. They give the one-to-one.
Yeah, and then in the article in the paper it said that there's an increase of 89 million. Where's the 89 million increase?
Water?
Yeah, if there's an 89 million, it would be the receipt of the
75 million?
78 or 79
No,
million.
the budget went up 89, so you're saying that's the money coming in?
That would have to be because
Our budget's 350.
yeah, it has to come in. That would be where it has to be recognized that that's what we're paying for on the bonds.
Okay. And also, under the wastewater, there was some 89 or 93 million put into it, or?
That's for that, it's there.
Right, but we're getting a loan for it. That has to be
That
noted?
has to be in the budget.
Okay.
It's not money we can spend on salaries,
Okay.
but it's a line
It's gotta-
item.
you gotta put
You
it
have to
there.
recognize it. So that's why there's
That's probably the
the delta.
89,000
Mhm.
million.
Usually it's and the budget person each million.
Mhm.
She's got to check that. I hope you don't respond to this.
Mhm.
They jumped right out at me. I texted to you as soon as I saw it. Costa, what the hell?
Mhm.
I'm not telling you how these.
Well, that headline did you already.
No,
Yeah.
let me tell you how things work. So, I mean, not the world, but like Geo, they have people embedded in the company, priced on everything. They search every news story in the country looking for an accident that involves a GM car or Ford does it, Chrysler does it. I'm sure enough, they're searching GEO.
Mhm. Now we're on the radar.
So,
Mhm.
At least it's yellow, fine and break down, right?
Mhm.
What do you know?
When I ran for office the first time in 2019, one of the reporters in the Detroit News mentioned that I worked for Premier Bank. Well, my boss was aware I was running, right? But I got a call from the HR department saying, we saw that you're in the news and you mentioned Premier Bank. I didn't mention it. So the reporter was doing my bio and they had we have a policy in law that they search all the articles for mention.
Morning.
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 How you doing?
All right.
Happy Easter.
Ah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Nothing says Happy Easter like hot sauce.
Absolutely. As far as I go, yes.
So are you getting those emails from the guy complaining about, why we didn't stop the planning commission from sheets and all that
Oh,
stuff?
Lawrence Wagner?
I'm fighting with him all. I keep going back and forth.
Oh, do you
It's
really?
And then somebody sent, I didn't even send it to everybody, they sent it to council office, they want a participatory budget process where the residents are allowed to make decisions on the budget.
Who?
Residents.
Who wants to do
This
this?
person.
Sure.
How are you?
Good.
Good.
Yeah, let's
I
do
got
that.
another
Wow.
complaint. I
No.
thought it was your district. I
Just
thought it
say
was
no.
mine.
Oh.
Yeah, no, that's why we're here.
Right. That's right, Jack. Thanks for volunteering, but
Mhm.
we gotta cover
Yeah,
all.
we got.
Is there anything specific
We
you'd like
got
to know?
a plan.
Yeah, we can help you there.
Mhm.
And maybe an explanation on something or clarification.
You know, if you wanna come sit through the budget hearing, it's open to the public, you can sit and watch.
Check it out.
Mhm.
Come on in.
Right. We'll even give you a donut.
And last
It's
night,
just
my
thinking
daughter
it will
did
even
a
have trees.
presentation at- You gotta listen, so my daughter did a presentation at, Sterling Heights last night on, they're giving amnesty for dog license between the time you won't be fined, you have to live, if you haven't gotten one.
Right.
So she did it, and I could hear a little nervous in her voice, her first presentation.
Did you know her so well? You're like,
Yeah,
oh.
so Henry Mills came up and she goes, oh, I wanna introduce you to somebody, he really likes your mom. And she goes, she was, I can't remember the name, it was a short guy, maybe bald, he had a hat on, round glasses. She goes, he said, you're the only one that she doesn't wanna recall on the Warren City Council, yay!
Yeah.
Hello, Jeff.
Hey, good morning.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, that's
Good.
gonna be weird. I'm like,
You gonna
she
be
was
for a press
nervous.
conference too?
No, I avoid the press.
Yeah, but it's good for a firm to get a little
Oh, yeah.
acknowledgement.
Oh yeah, I should get up there and take it over. Where is it? What time is it?
One,
1? Ah. Where is it?
53. So.
Where's that at?
Okay,
Right behind Walmart.
that street that goes north from 14, just west of Andiamo, behind, there's a light there.
Hollingsworth? Whether across the street from
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but it's east of Hollingsworth, at James.
Right.
And then you
You
go
go in there.
north, and you run right into it.
Oh, that's where we had our initial meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Defense Initiative, oh, I could probably tell you the address.
I got that, yeah.
7205 Sterling
Yeah, you
Ponds.
can't miss that.
It's
Mhm.
called Center,
I figured
Yeah.
it was that area because the pond in front is Sterling Pond.
but they sold it, the building, but
Yes.
there's, and they still may be able to rent the space. Oh, so,
Oh, if you wanna buy that hospital, it's listed for $6.5 million.
Jesus
They,
Christ.
which
they
You don't
got
have
a,
enough open
they
space
got a,
there.
they got a, baseball diamond back there and everything.
Where? Oh, where?
Yeah, it's Old Meadow Hospital,
Which one?
Glenny.
Oh.
And
One
Glen.
on the other side of
It used to be a
the
mental
property.
hospital, then
Oh,
it
no
was
kidding.
then it was like, emotionally impaired
Right.
kids, and now it's,
I still say you do a deal with GM. You don't need all that property. I'm surprised they haven't bought it yet, but they don't do anything with us.
Not a marijuana shop.
is it zoned? We get to put them all there.
Marijuana.
Not in the green.
Well, you know that Lebanese restaurant that's across the street next to the baseball diamond,
I don't
which
know how they-
nobody's ever in there?
That's
Never
got, they
carton?
got a money launderer out of there, somebody.
Well, they wanted to put a marijuana
Is it-
place in there, and I was on the zoning board, and I was adamant against it. And,
They
I was
wanted a
t-
variance.
Yeah, they wanted a variance.
Yeah.
And I says, you can't have that, you know? You got youth baseball, they practice in a parking lot right next door. Well, the city ordinance doesn't call for that, it calls for schools and residents, not a private facility. I
Right.
says, I don't care, no.
That was, Gus wanted a strip joint over there.
Mhm.
So, he wants everything.
What would you
Yeah.
rather, strip joint or a dispensary?
But
Dispensary.
what I'm
Yeah.
thinking
Well, that
is,
big blue building, they wanted to put a grow in.
what I'm thinking is, they figured they'd put a Lebanese restaurant in there, that's earmarked for a marijuana place. Well, actually, they're gonna come back.
We're not doing any variances.
No variance.
Morning.
No.
Good, how are you?
Not gonna happen.
No.
Go there.
That's why I brought it up. Like,
Mary, they closed, she's got a hard time coming down to work tonight.
She said, is that true?
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, Andrea
She
Pike.
got
Yeah.
75 to her bill.
Okay.
So
Oh,
much
over there.
overtime. But I think she's covered.
Hey, so you may
Morning.
be plugged in down there.
It was,
That's good, yeah, I'll send that,
Check it,
that email
backed up.
over. That'll be awesome.
Mike, I kind of forgot about it, and then it was at the Red Wing game, and I went to the parking garage. Yeah, right across from America. And I heard somebody singing the
You have to do
national
a meeting now.
inside.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
audio audience
Because
only
I'm
gets
thinking
2 minutes
hire
for this
person.
meeting.
They won't
To
let
do
you.
it before.
They're in the- 2 minutes.
And then we need to follow up on it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That would be, when you come through, that there's always been something else that they do.
That's how it feels.
yeah, I probably don't even know. So we'll do it
Oh, we got help too.
Yeah. Good time.
he truly has a remarkable.
Wow, thank you. Morning, Mary.
5, 6 minutes, I would say.
Yeah.
No, we first.
I already thought about
We're
that.
gonna expect
I just put all the stuff ducks in a row.
Right.
And it was funny, then you text me, said, "Can you put this in the back?" I'm on
You got it, you got it.
That'd be so awesome.
Oh, my goodness.
So
I'll
we had
find
to
everybody.
clean, we had to clean
Yeah,
up
you
these
gotta let us
nameplates.
know.
Mm-hmm.
I know, there's so many.
Higgins is here and everybody's, you know, we at least, you know,
Not a minute too soon.
it's not a priority thing, but.
Literally.
Yeah.
Don't do that. I'm running up to get your budget.
Snow. Hmm? Watch this just snow.
Okay, I'd like to have a shear.
Watch the snow.
Pardon me?
Every day.
What?
Really?
Losing a little bit of time.
I'm sorry, for what?
Yeah.
No, constituents, oh, sheared.
Really?
So, like a citizen.
I know.
I was 7 minutes off.
You can move in one of the conference rooms upstairs.
So I'm gonna check.
Better
You can
watch
go
that.
to use one of those conference, you know, they're not up there.
Is there a watch repair
Yeah.
place?
Yeah, we don't want residents in the,
When they're
council.
it says tobacco shop and
1 minute.
block repair.
Well, we know, we're gonna be
Is
longer
that by
than
Little
that, sorry.
Caesars?
Yes, yeah, that little strip mall.
Oh, okay.
Tobacco and watch repair.
Mm-hmm.
We go together.
I got
They
mine.
used to have
Yeah, our meeting was real
shop,
after this to
and
turn
then
them all
it was a
in.
tobacco
Because
shop.
Mary's going on vacation,
It's
so
all
we
you
gotta
know,
sign it all.
That way you know you'll always have a watch repair shop.
Uh-huh, that's right.
Jars is probably already working on that.
Jars, God.
Oh, yeah, who's our, Mindy? Who's the appointment? I forgot to ask. Hmm? Yeah.
Make sure there's backup.
I can redo the cover page if you needed it.
I'm gonna take a
Sure.
I get hijacked,
Right,
nobody's file on my phone,
right.
so I'm sure there's.
My expenses for going to the MML
at City Hall. I saw your email.
Because my daughter gave a presentation.
Well, everyone along the coast
Their meeting
is
is,
sea level rise.
Even downtown Louisville.
I couldn't believe it, she said, but they have a nice.
Have a gavel.
Oh, that's right, we still gavel-less.
That works.
Meeting call to order. It is sorry. It is 9:09. Roll call, Secretary Moore.
Vice President McGee,
Here.
Councilman Dwyer,
Here.
Councilman Boyke,
Present.
Councilman Noonan,
He just
Okay.
left.
Councilman Lafferty,
Here.
Councilwoman Moore is present. Motion to excuse Councilwoman Rogancy.
Support.
Support.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Adoption of the agenda?
Next item, adoption of the agenda. So moved.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next item is 4, consideration and adoption of a resolution approving the Defense Initiative Interlocal Agreement. So moved.
Support Dwyer.
All in favor?
No, any discussion?
Discussion? Okay. Roll call. Councilman Laverty,
No, more.
Hmm?
More.
Councilwoman Moore, Secretary Moore.
Dwyer.
Okay, okay. Councilman Dwyer,
Yes.
Councilman Boyke,
Yes.
Councilman Newman,
Yes?
and Secretary, Councilman Lafferty,
Yes.
and Madam Secretary.
Yes. You vote, you vote.
And
You
Vice
vote.
President Melody. Councilwoman Melody. Yes.
Yes, okay.
Okay.
Next item, 5, consideration of council appointment to the Defense Initiative Advisory Executive Committee. So moved with discussion.
Support Lafferty with discussion.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Thank you. At this time, I would like to suggest that we appoint Patrick Green as our appointment to the advisory committee, or the executive committee. As you all know, Pat has extensive experience in Warren. He, he's lived here his whole life. He has been a state rep, a council person, a ZBA member, a board member to the YMCA, et cetera, et cetera. He is not an elected official. We cannot appoint anybody that's elected to this position. He knows and has relationships with the people in Sterling Heights as well and throughout the county. And I think he would be an excellent representative on this advisory commission. So that would be my motion, is to appoint Patrick Green.
Madam President? Vice President? Thank you.
Councilman Noonan?
So I don't actually know what are the best qualifications for this position. I'm pretty sure that Patrick Green would be a fine representative, but we haven't really considered anybody else as far as I know. This is a defense initiative, the interlocal agreement, and it seems like maybe someone with actual experience in the military, a military career might be good, or maybe not. But anyways, I would like to table this for further consideration.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
I don't think that there's any military experience required. This advisory board, they're hiring people that are going to interact with the defense industry. So that's what I believe that the representative from Sterling Heights is going to be probably the city manager. And I don't think he has any experience in the defense industry. I don't think that's a requisite at all.
Well, I'm thinking that with $250,000 of city money going to this every year, as I understand it, that it's important that we do due diligence on this.
Yep, I agree.
So I would like to have further consideration to the matter, and maybe every checkbox for someone who we would want to have for this would be fulfilled with Pat Green. Or maybe there's someone who would actually be a lot better for some reason. I actually don't know, because I don't think there's been any consideration hardly that I know of over who other candidates there might be that would be good. Or did Pat Green come up with this whole thing and it's his baby and we know that he's going to be amazing on it? There's so many things I don't know about it.
Madam Chair? Okay, go ahead. Yes, sir.
Madam Chair?
Yes,
Thank you.
Councilman Laverty.
I think Patrick Green would be a fine person for this role. This is not being introduced today as the appointment. This has been known since both council members from Sterling Heights and Warren joined together in their separate sessions, in their working sessions, and talked over the nuances of the interlocal agreement, and that an appointment would be made by, what the structure of the advisory committee would be. So we were, given notice. We knew that we had to come up with someone. Patrick is well-suited for this. He knows Warren, the history of his family in the city, his representation not only in the State House, but on City Council, his experience with finances, and his connections throughout the state and the region make him an excellent choice for this position. And I'm looking at this as more of a business decision. This is not a political appointment. This is not a military appointment. This is an advisory council that is going to select an executive director, and they are going to manage as a fiduciary this initiative on behalf of both municipalities. And I can't think of anybody more well-suited for this position.
Madam
Thank
Chair?
you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Madam
Yes,
Chair.
Jill?
Since we knew we had a point, I've been looking for somebody since that time and thinking of who would be good for that. I did approach Mr. Green, and he said he would be very interested in it. Aside from the things we all know, Mr. Green has run businesses and managed people and made, he's big decisions on big contracts and things like that. And he's got the demeanor. He's somebody that could go and represent us, somebody that we don't have to bring up to speed on how to act and what the rules are in serving on things like this. And I just can't think of anybody better, quite honestly. I think we could look for a year and not find anybody better.
All done?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, Madam
Mr. Noonan?
Chair. So, things that I'm curious about are, I would like everyone on the council to know, we're sending a representative, as I understand it. And then the mayor would also send a representative. Who all is sending representatives?
May I answer?
Yes.
The mayor sends a representative, the council sends a representative, the city of Sterling Heights sends 2 representatives, and then together, there is a neutral person chosen between both cities, so that there will be 5 members.
Okay. Thank you.
Pardon me? Right, there's 4 members, and then between them, they choose the neutral.
Okay. If I may?
Yes.
So I'm curious as to, do these people get paid? They don't get paid? Okay,
Okay.
that's good.
Everything's in the agreement, explains their duties.
Okay, I just found the agreement in my email this morning, or this document anyways, the proposed resolution authorizing defense initiative interlocal agreement, City of Sterling Heights and City of Warren, dated April 15th.
This was just the final that was sent over with the
Yeah.
resolution, but everybody's had it for months, I think.
So unfortunately, or fortunately, whatever, I wasn't really involved in negotiating this. I went to an explanatory meeting, and so I'm not really any kind of expert at all on this. I'd like to know more. It seems like a pretty good idea. At $250,000 a year, I'm curious as to what this would be expected to accomplish. What would our representative do for us? I think that person would report back to us about.
Madam Chair?
There's reporting agreements.
Are you done?
Sorry,
Are you-
sorry.
Well, yeah, I'm asking the questions that are on my mind before I want to vote on
Yes.
this.
Okay.
Yes.
Because this is a discussion period, and everyone should have a chance to do that, as far as I know.
Yes.
If I'm out of order, please let me know.
Oh, no,
No,
no.
you
Chair.
may continue.
Okay.
Continue.
Point of order. So we already approved you're speaking to the interlocal agreement the questions that you're bringing up are now about the interlocal agreement that we already passed. We just voted on that. But to your question,
Well, I want to know why, you know, relative to that, what would this person do for us,
Understood.
and what would they report back to us? We would have no further involvement in it? I don't know. If this person was doing a bad job, would we be able to remove them? Things like that. I don't know. Thank you.
Yeah.
so the advisory committee is responsible for retention of defense and aerospace companies. They are also looking at attracting new defense contracts, aerospace contractors, manufacturers to the region, especially along the Mound and Van Dyke corridor. That is the whole purpose. And then our representative works on behalf of the city of Warren and represents our seats at the table.
Madam Chair?
I'm done.
Just to clarify, the neutral person is decided between the Warren City Council and the Sterling Heights Council, not the advisory board. So we
Okay.
choose, and just let me finish on.
Sure, go ahead.
There are provisions in here where there's a reporting back mechanism built into the agreement. The actual advisory board is not gonna do the work. They are overseeing the people put in place to do the work, as I understand it. Ms. Michaels can explain it.
Ms.
better than-
Michaels?
And just for clarification, the fifth member would be selected by the four other advisory board members. But for council's
The agreement doesn't
clarification-
say that, Mary.
Did Don change that?
It says, Warren City Council and Sterling Heights City Council shall jointly approve one at-large member to serve as the fifth member of the Advisory Executive Committee.
Okay, Sterling must have changed that back. Okay, we were going to have, to avoid delay, we were going to have the four members select the fifth, but it's okay.
And I know
But-
we want to do this in a hurry, that's why
Yes,
we didn't
right.
do it that way.
Right.
That's why I put the appointment on the agenda today. Hopefully, the mayor's will be today as well, she'll make her appointment, because I know we want to get rolling quickly on this.
Okay.
So,
If I may, just the germane position, council, is the director. And the director will be.
I can't hear you, sir.
The most pivotal actor in this process is the director. And the director will be subject to the approval of this council. Specifications will be developed, and the council will be involved in the development of the specifications. So it's the director that will have the most driving influence over how this program is develops.
Madam Chair, if I may?
Yes.
So, okay, so the first four are selected by the various people that they're supposed to be selected by, and then those people will select who will be the director of this group, which will basically be a business development activity?
Correct, but actually, the director is approved by the Warren City Council and the Sterling City Council.
Okay.
Oh, okay, but they're selected by the first four, right? The director would be,
no.
No, the director is actually approved by this council.
Well, we'll
And
be-
that's a
we'll be-
very important position.
will
because that-
be approved by the councils?
Yes, you'll be looking to the director to make sure that the goals are achieved.
So, did I hear you say that the four will select the person who would be nominated for director, and then we would approve?
Yes, they're a recommending body.
Yeah.
They'll
Okay.
recommend, but this body approves.
Okay, so Patrick Green knows pretty much everybody in the realm of all the actors who will be selecting these representatives, and probably most of the representatives themselves. Patrick Green that's not out of your field of expertise, right?
He's very well
Or whatever,
experienced,
pay grade,
yes.
whatever? Okay, so I'll yield on that. I wanted to make sure that everybody on the council was up to date as to where we were so far, including myself, and I'm not quite sure I'm all the way up to date. I'd still like to, I guess there's some urgency. We're having a press conference this afternoon, one thing. Do we have to have our person selected today? What's the harm if we hold off for like a week or something?
Madam Chair, I'm just trying to move things along.
Right.
We've had months to think about this.
Right.
And, you know, I think, except Ms. McGee didn't have the opportunity to be involved in the agreement and have a copy of the agreement. I think you got a copy, but
Okay.
there were, we set up
reviewed it.
meetings with Sterling Heights and Warren, joint meetings. We could only have 3 at a time. We had 2 meetings.
Right.
Ms. McGee hit the button last, so she was excluded. But everybody knew that we were gonna have the appointments. I think, I've been,
Right.
so
No,
we've been, yeah.
You'd let me know that you were even thinking of Mr. Green.
Yeah, I mean, I was
Right.
welcome anybody that had, everybody I've talked to, I said, is there anybody else you know? And nobody said anything that they had another idea, so.
Uh-huh.
But,
Madam Chair, I'd like to address Councilman Newman.
Sure.
Is done. I attended one of the workshop meetings, and a lot of the questions, good questions that Councilman asked here, were discussed during those meetings, the procedural stuff. And that's for them to discuss and set up, as far as I'm concerned. As far as Mr. Green, he's qualified. He was a council president. He's got the contacts, he knows the people, and I think we should move on with it right now, and why delay it? And, you know, we're meeting with Sterling Heights, everything is good. And we have Ms. Michaels and the city attorney from Sterling Heights involved, so everybody's rights are protected already. And the procedure that they initiate, if I heard right, it may be tweaked later down the line, and we'll be notified of that. And that's all we want. It's an advisory position to tell us what's going on. And I'll yield back.
Madam Chair, and just to quell any worries about Mr. Green being able to work with the administration, the Warren administration, when Mayor Stone took over, Mr. Green came to Mayor Stone, offered his assistance in any way he could help her to be successful. He wants nothing more than, his whole life has been in Warren. He grew up here. He wants nothing more than what's the best for Warren. He's not running for office. And so that's, I've probably said enough.
I'm happy to vote at this point.
Okay.
I'll support Secretary Moore's motion.
Okay, support. Do we need to vote?
Do we already have?
We already has,
Yeah, we already had Moore, Lafferty.
So do we need to call?
Yep.
Call to order?
Moore first.
Okay, Secretary Moore,
Yes?
Councilwoman, Councilman Lafferty,
yes.
Councilman, Dwyer,
Yes.
Councilman Gary Boyke,
Yes.
and Councilman, Noonan.
I like Patrick Green fine, but I'm going to say no on this because I think we should be doing more consideration.
Okay.
McGee?
And Councilman McGee, I'm gonna say yes. Move forward.
Thank you. Yes. Next item is audience participation. No forms were turned
No
in.
participation?
No. Next item is adjournment. So moved.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.